All right, so if you want to do this in Rhino, you definitely can. So I'll do a quick version of that. I'm just going to use a polyline here, and I have my grid snap and my ortho on. I'm going to left click on this intersection, and then I'm going to hold down the control key and left click again, and that's going to let me draw vertically, and I'll just draw vertically up like 2 feet. You can see it down there kind of spinning up. Woo, almost there, not quite. Let's get to 2 feet. I should probably just type it in, but being lazy. And then once you get to that, you know, you can kind of draw around using the ortho however you want. And then if you want to go down, hold down the control key and you can go down. I'll just go down like, 12 inches. And then maybe over and back and maybe down again, 6 inches, and then maybe over and up, right? So I'll control click that again and go up. And then enter to stop that. And if we look around, we've got that guy, right? And then what you can do if you want to is you can come in and fillet these. So if you use the fillet command, set it to whatever the radius you need that's gonna be the radius of your pipe. So I'm using 0.25. I'm gonna do a 1/2 inch pipe. You can do 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch for water supply, and then like 3 inch for PVC waste sanitary. So I'm going to leave that fillet at 0.25, and if I come in and click, it'll start, and I'm going to hit enter to repeat that command. Click and click, enter, click and click, enter, click and click, enter, click, click on each of those, right, to get it to fillet, right? So just work my way around until I'm done, and then I can just pipe it, right? So I'll come in and type pipe and enter, and then select the rail. So that's my rail. And then it wants you to set the radius. So you should pretty much use the same radius that you use for that. So if you're doing a 1/2 inch pipe, right? If it says that, like mine says 0.25, that's great. Or you can enter it and it will do it. And I'll hit enter and it'll set the first one. And then if I hit enter again, it'll set that end point. And then I hit enter again and it'll pipe it, right? And so now I've got that pipe in here. So that works. So you can use this as if you want to and bring it into Revit as a solid, or you can come into Revit. So if I go into Revit, and I would suggest you play around in an empty file first. And so I'm going to go to new and use the Imperial Systems template because it has all the fittings that I need for the pipe. The architectural template doesn't. And so I'm going to come in here and go to 3D. And if you go to the Systems tab, you have pipe. And if you click on pipe, you can set the diameter of it here, right? I'll set it to 3/4. It's going to start at a middle elevation of 9 inches, right? So I'm just of 9 feet. So I'm just going to start at 1 foot. And if I come in and left click, it'll start drawing that guy at 1 foot. Now, if I want it to go up vertically, I need to change the elevation. So if I come in here and type in like 2 feet, right, it'll pop it up 2 feet. And then I can start drawing, right? And then if I want it to go down to 0, I can type 0. And now that's down at 0. And then I can draw over, and then I can tell it, no, I want to go up to 4 feet, right? And it'll go up to 4 feet. And then I can kind of, start playing around with it. And then I'll come, and you can see it's putting a fitting on it a little bit. You see that curve that it's putting on it? And then I'll come down to maybe 2 feet again, right? So then I'm back at 2 feet, and then I'll come over and maybe cross this one, right? And then if I hit escape a couple of times, you can see it's actually putting these little fittings in when I turn the corner. It's showing a line because I'm in medium. If I go to fine, you can see it. And then when you draw it, you can also see it. So if I come in and let's set this to 0, right? And I'll just start here and maybe draw out there and go up to 2 feet, right? And then over, maybe down to 1 foot, and then maybe over. I'll keep that one simple, and then escape a couple of times, right? And so you've got that. If I go to my shaded mode, right, shows it there. If I go to realistic, it shows the pipe, the water supply pipe in copper, but the fittings are not. If you want to be able to put a material in the fittings, you have to select them and edit the family, and then pick the form. So I'm picking that little form right there. And then I'm going to put a material parameter on it by associating a family parameter by clicking on this gray box, going to new, and typing in elbow mat, right? And click OK, and click OK. And then I'm going to load that into project, overwrite the existing version. And then when I pick that, I can go to edit type, and that elbow mat will be there. And I can come in and change that to copper and click OK and click OK. And then it changes all those to copper. You'd have to do the same thing to each individual fitting as they come in. When I come back, we'll open up an architectural project and do it in there.